how do we fix this dark world? We're in a dark world, and I have a solution. Okay, moral relativism went mainstream a while ago, okay, and all of a sudden, just coincidentally, okay, America starts going downhill. Things start getting worse, okay. We have a lot of issues going on right now, though. This degeneracy is not healthy. Look it up. It is just simply not healthy. Following uh, old school morality, okay, is healthy. It's good for the brain. It's good for your life, okay. It's good for the rest of the world, okay. So what was the old school morals based on? Well, it was based on Christianity. Okay, let's go re-examine what actually the teachings of Jesus are at a fundamental level. Okay, love God, love your neighbor as yourself. Those are the two things that Jesus would want to get through to us. And he even says as much. These are the basics. If you do this, everything will be fine. And it's true. If everyone loved their neighbor as their self, if everyone followed the golden rule, we would be in a perfect world. Okay, how do you love God? You follow his commands, and his commands involve loving one another and being a good person. Okay, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see how this would fix the current world. Okay, as I said a minute ago, degeneracy is dangerous, it's unhealthy. Okay, I'm just going to say it. Okay, gay people have a higher rate of molesting children than straight people, percentage wise. Okay, transgenderism, it is not healthy to mutilate your body. You know, it is not good for your mind to entertain these delusions. Okay, the delusion I'm speaking to specifically is mutilating your body. It is not healthy. Okay, it is not healthy to do many other of these degenerate things. Okay, watching porn is not good for your brain. Studies show all of this stuff. Okay, let's talk about beating your children. Beating your children is horrible. Your children, they're even more than your neighbor. You got to treat them good. We have to raise our children in a good way. We have to protect ourselves. And one thing about following a moral code is we can protect ourselves from propaganda. If you stick to a moral code and you see some propaganda on the internet telling you, well, this is okay, that's okay, etc., you might not fall for it. Okay, and what you do affects the rest of the world, whether you think it does or not. What you do affects the rest of the world. Okay, people are influenced by you. Even if you just walk by them on the street, you influence them that little bit. Okay, so if you are a good influence, okay, this is where Jesus saying you're the light of the world comes in. Okay, Jesus says love God, love your neighbors yourself. If you are going around doing this and you walk down the street or go to the store and you are just loving your neighbor as yourself just rampantly, okay, and that's just one person, you are the light of the world. People would say, hey, there's some light in this dark world. Okay, imagine, okay, if everyone did that, we would be a much happier people, a much happier nation, a much healthier nation. Our mental health would be so much better, and we should be. I don't know what people have a caricature of what they think Christianity is. Oh, they say dead Jew on a stick, and they talk all this ridiculous stuff. Okay, it boils down to love God, love your neighbor as yourself. Loving God, follow the commands. The commands are common sense. Okay, God's commandments are common sense, and they are the light of the world. Jesus is the bread of life. Okay, his teachings, if you take them in and apply them, are the bread of life and the light of the world, the salt of the earth. Also, it's the flavor, it's the good stuff of the world. If everyone was good according to these old school morals, according to Christian morals, okay, we would be living in such an improved world. This world almost everyone I've talked to says this world is worse than it was than when we were kids. Even the world is going downhill fast. Okay, even take a look at the last 5 years. Okay, since like Obama got in, and I'm not saying this is Obama's fault, but since Obama got in, things have rampantly went out of control. Okay, out of control. Just in 5 to 10 years, look at the decline America has went through. Okay, now how long did it take to fall that fast before? It was taking decades, like 100 years, 50 to 100 years, for such a big shift in the morals. Okay, and just so happens, okay, people are less happy. The world is a worse place to be in, even with all this awesome technology. It's getting used against it. The world is a worse place than it was, 15 years ago, by far. And we need, if you're already a Christian, you need to go out and be the light of this world. People will want some of that, and it will just improve the world. You need to be a good example. You need to be a good testimony, as they would say it. Okay, you need to be the light of the world. You need to be the salt of the earth. You need to spread this light. You need to put your light, up high. You need to get it. You don't hide your light. Get it out. People will want that. People are going to start gravitating toward the light here. They need to. If they don't, then they're in for some unhappiness. Okay, and it's as simple as that. The light of the world is Jesus. Okay, which is love God, love your neighbor as yourself. What's loving God? Following His commandments. How do you follow His commandments? Love your neighbor as yourself, and the world would be a better place for it. See ya.